So net is a two-dimensional, check this out, a two-dimensional pattern of shapes that fold into a 3D solid. Write that down, please. A two-dimensional pattern of shapes that fold into a 3D solid. Okay? What do I mean by that? Look at this orange cylinder right in front of your face I have in my hand. Right now it's 3D, but let me make it two-dimensional. Let me open it up and make it flat. Place it right here. Look, it's 2D now. It's just flat. It's only length and width, no depth. Right now on the board, you're looking at a net. That's called a net. It's a two-dimensional shape that when I close it in upon each other, it turns into 3D solid. So let's draw the net. Watch. Go and give me a circle. Give me a rectangle. Give me a circle. What does that equal, that net? Well, it equals a cylinder. Look at the cylinder I'm going to draw. Circle on top, circle on bottom. Connect those puppies. That's what it means. That's all a net is. 2 dimensions becomes 3 dimensions. You know what? Let me make this more 3D. If you make the dotted line here, it gives it more a 3D effect. A two-dimensional pattern of shapes that fold into a 3D solid. For an extra stamp, just blurt it out. What would this be called in my hand? Nice, triangular prism. It's a prism because look at the front face and the back face are both triangles and they're opposite each other. We went over this yesterday if you were absent. This is a triangular prism. Let me make it into a net. Look at the net. It's a two-dimensional net. There it is. Okay, let's draw it. One more example. Ready? I got a triangle. Look at it. I got a triangle. Then I got a square to the left, square to the right, triangle underneath. There's a net. Go ahead and draw that for me. That's going to equal, like Alvarez said, a triangular prism. Front triangle, oops, back triangle. Done. That's all a net is. So far, so good. Okay. All right. Everybody go ahead and grab their reference sheet. Take your reference sheet out, and I'm on the second half part of at the bottom. Does anybody need a copy besides Valdivia? Anybody need their copy? Get it out, please. Don't lose that. It's right there. Reference sheet, right? I never gave you one? The heck? From last week, that thing. All right. Look at the bottom portion. So last week we did the two-dimensional figures on top, the first 5 two-dimensional figures. Now we're at the bottom. Look at, they're throwing a lot at you here. Watch this. They're throwing a volume formula. We're not going to be doing volume here this month. We're doing it later. But look at, they got surface area formula here, surface area formula here, surface area formula here. Notice they got a rectangular prism, and they got general prism, like just any kind of prism. What I want you to do on your reference sheet, Novato, is I want you to cross out this surface area formula because it's just unnecessarily cluttering and confusing. So cross this one out and box this one. Anytime you run into a prism, I want you to use this formula, and this is the one we used yesterday for example 1. If you were here, that's what we did for example 1. Recall we took the top and bottom face, left and right face, and front and back face. That's how we found the surface area of the prism from yesterday if you were here. If not, you can watch the video later. Okay? Okay. Look at the cylinder. Go ahead and box the cylinder surface area right here. Boom. Do that for me. We're only going to be dealing with surface area for now, not volume, so don't stress. Nevada, I want to give you that stamp. You got to be paying attention, focusing, and taking notes. Just saying. Not, whatever. Here we go. Look at this. Look at that weird formula for the cylinder. Two capital B. What does capital B stand for? Put an arrow there and go ahead and underline the word area of base. That's what it stands for. It doesn't mean base. It means area of the base. Put that on your underline area of a base and put a direct arrow from there to the capital B. But what is a base of a cylinder? I got one in my hand right here. What's the base? What shape is the base? It's a circle. There's a circle at the bottom. There's a circle at the top. Put another arrow like that. An arrow aiming from capital B to one of the circles, please. So these circles that are in my hand right now as I speak, these are the bases of the cylinder. So far, so good. All right. So to find the surface area, it's saying, look, find the area of one of the circles. That's right here. Look at the area of one of the circles. And then it says multiplied by 2. Look at 2 times capital B. Why would you multiply it by 2? Thank you. There's 2 of them. Look at it. It's in my hand. 2 circles. That makes sense. Find the area of each one and multiply. Find the area of one and multiply by 2. Look at, there's the surface area of the circles. But what about this part? What kind of shape is that? Novato? What kind of shape is that in my hand? Forget the circles. What is that right there? It's a rectangle. Last week, how do you find an area of a rectangle? What's the formula for it's one of the easiest formulas. Length times width. So this I get. Look at the formula. 2 times capital B. That's the 2 circles. But this is length times width, like Alvarez said. But look at what they got over here. Capital C and H. What does capital C stand for? And then the H is a height. Go ahead and put height right here next to the, height is always the distance between the 2 circles of a cylinder. Put H right there. My question though is, this rectangle, why would it be expressed as the circumference times the height? This. When I thought a rectangle is length times width. Watch, here's why. Watch. Give me the lights. This deserves lights, Rivera. This is so, thank you, Roman. This is so spectacular what I'm about to show you. This deserves lights. Look at that rectangle right in front of your face. The area of a rectangle, like Alvarez just mentioned, is length times width. But look at this length right here with my finger. This length of the rectangle. Look at how it wraps around. When I close it in, it wraps around the circle. What is the outside of a circle called? It's the circumference. That's why the length is a circumference. Because the length of that rectangle right here It's the circumference of the circle. So this is length times width. Look at the width right here is actually the height of the cylinder. So instead of length times width like last week, it's circumference. That's the length of the rectangle. It wraps around the circle, and then the height is the width. That's why it's like that. Let's use it for one example and we're done. One example. This is example 2. Going to put find SA in capital letters. What does SA stand for? Extra stamp. Thank you. Alvarez is on fire. He's already got two stamps extra. What's the matter with you guys? Wake up. Find surface area. Go ahead and draw that cylinder if you could. If you're artistically challenged, this is how I draw them. Watch the master. Circle on top, circle on bottom, connect those puppies. You got yourself a cylinder. We'll do it again. Circle on top, circle on the bottom, cylinder. Go and draw yourself a cylinder with a radius of 4 and a height of 9, please. I'll give you a minute to do that. We're only doing one example today, and we're done. Find surface area. Okay. Man, this stupid window keeps coming up, bugging me. All right, surface area formula. It's in front of your face, right on your reference sheet. We just boxed it in. I'm going to write it down right now. Write it with me. Surface area is 2 capital B plus CH. Okay, let's plug and chug. What does capital B mean, please? No. It's more specific. Thank you. What is the area of a base? Well, what is the area of a circle? How do you find the area of a circle? Pi r squared. Thank you, Navarro. Watch this. I'm going to replace capital B, the area of the base, with the area of a circle formula. Watch. Pi r squared. We did this last week, and some of you still haven't finished assignment 41. There's circles that you got to find areas of. Come on. You got to get 41 done today. Plus circumference formula from your reference sheet also. Brooks, give me the circumference formula, would you? P times pi. Or 2 pi r. Remember, you had your options, whatever one you want to pick. I'm going to go with Brooks. Pi times the diameter. Look at that. That's the circumference times the height. All this garbage is going to be the surface area, believe it or not, folks. What do you think, Valdivia? It's crazy, huh? Let's do it. Remember pi day last week? What does pi always become? 3.14, huh? So, and that's approximation. So look at, right when I start replacing pi with 3.14, I'm going to change this to approximation. So surface area, here we go, is 2 times 3.14. What's the radius of the cylinder? 4, look at it, it's 4 meters, huh? Squared plus 3.14. What's the diameter? Help. What's the diameter before I answer the phone? Help. Diameter. Brooks said it right. The radius is 4. That means the whole diameter is going to be 8. And then the height. Rivera, what's my height of the cylinder? Gracias. Look at that, you guys. Look at all that garbage. The rest really is this. calculator button pushing. The hardest part is already done. You just plug in and chugging. You got to be kidding me. Come on. No teddy bears. Let's do it. Aunt Sally. What does Aunt Sally tell us to do first? Close. Exponents. Look at 4 to the second power does not mean 4 times 2. It means 4 times 4. Come on. So I got 2 times 3.14 times 16 right here, right? Look at that. Plus the 3.14 here times the 8 times the 9. Woo! Stay with me, Novato. Dig, dig. Time to go to bed, man. Watch this. 2 times 3.14 is 6.28 times 16. Watch this now. I'm gonna just type this in my calculator. 6.28 times 16. All that garbage becomes 100.48. Write that down with me. Plus, I'll type all this garbage in my calculator. 3.14 times 8 times 9. Thank you. 0.08. Calculator, more calculator stuff. I'll just put this plus that now. Plus 100.48 is a whopping total of the surface area now of the cylinder is 326.56. Chickens or horses? What kind? Thank you. I introduced you guys to square meters last week, if you guys remember. Remember this is a meter? Right, Barajas? Remember that meter? I made a square meter up here. We're saying 326.56 of the big square meters will actually not fit inside. It actually, watch this, it covers the surface. All the surface, everything my hand is touching, that many square meters cover it like a blanket. All the surface of the cylinder. That's what surface area means. Put your notes away. I'm going to give you some graph paper really quick for